you are logging in from, because I know this is international, right? We have friends logging in from North America. We have friends from Asia. So thank you so much for logging in to support this cause, this very meaningful social community cause that we are partnering with World Vision Singapore. Uh, this is our launch of the story of courage, and I'm very excited to present to you two very powerful women in their own sphere of influence that is taking time off to share their stories of how they overcome their challenges. Now, what is Story of Courage? We are coming together to unite in with one purpose, because I'm always very inspired by Matthew Arnold's quote. He said, if there ever comes a time where the women of the world comes together purely and simply for the good of mankind, it will be a force such as the world has never known. And that is precisely why we are doing what we are doing right now. We met how did this particular story of courage partnering with World Vision come into place. We had our Transform with Courage boot camp in Cebu, Philippines this April, and we had the opportunity to visit World Vision Cebu in Cordova, right, to see what World Vision Singapore has been doing all these years, in the humanitarian work, in the empowering the young women, and the providing them with lively skill sets, right? Financial literacy. I'll let Patricia share a little bit more on Project Save in shortly. So I'm very excited. This is just the beginning of more stories of courage coming on board, and we want to encourage you and invite you to journey with us, not just in being inspired, or even join us as a courage ambassador to share your story as well, but more importantly, to create an impact, a lasting impact, right? Especially in this collaboration with Project Save for the 30 girls that we want to support through Project Save. So I will pass the time now to Patricia to share with us a little bit about Project Save. Patricia, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to share with women around the world about how, as you actually pen your own story of courage, you can also be an inspiration and an enabler for girls and other ladies around the world who are facing difficult circumstances as well, to have that courage to build their own future, and also have the hope that they can actually exit out from their difficult circumstances. So before I start, may I just check if you can see my screen, and is it a full screen? Right. All right. So what is Project Save? Project Save is a project that we actually implement in the slums of Cebu to strengthen the action for family empowerment. And our objective and our goal is really to provide life in all its fullness for all children, to give them that hope, that joy, and to address social justice issues that they are facing in their community. So let me just give you a brief about who World Vision is. World Vision is a global humanitarian organization established for 75 years, and this is our 76th year, really devoted to helping vulnerable children by tackling the root causes of poverty. And how do we do that? Is really through developmental work, improving the living conditions and well-being of children in impoverished communities. And we stay in the community for 10 to 12 years in order to uplift a generation from that mindset of being in poverty, and also to give them and equip them with the tools and the necessary skill sets so as to break that cycle of poverty. In addition to that, we are there for the long term to also help them when there's disaster that strikes in the countries like Philippines, that is often actually struck by typhoon, and sometimes earthquake. We would have heard of even an earthquake in Cebu quite in recent years. So we are there to actually provide disaster resilience relief and also to enable them to recover and rebuild their lives. And the other thing that we do is really public education to ensure that the work that we do can sustain through the generations, to invest in a future where there's a vision of world where extreme poverty can end. Our humanitarian work reaches children in rural villages, urban poor slums, and crisis and conflict areas. So let me go on to Project SAFE. Each of you would have a different story of courage and different circumstances that you stepped out from. For children living in the slums, they are often subjected to exploitation and abuse because of the environment that they're living in. And there's insufficient child protection systems so as to prevent such cases from happening. Take, for example, this girl, she's Farah. She was subjected to long-term parental abuse. And because of systematic failures within the community, right, she was abused and there was a lack of sustained psychosocial support beyond just the basic medical diagnosis of what she went through. And despite these gaps, because of help from organizations like World Vision, she remains focused on her education and she's able to recover from that abuse incident and become a messenger of resilience for other survivors. And of course, because of the abuse, she had the impact of trauma, psychologically, and she had to go through, a support system, which we actually built through Project SAFE, acknowledging what she has gone through, not to ignore totally what she has gone through or to forget, because it's going to be difficult, but to help her be able to have that courage and that hope to be able to step out their circumstances, to be stronger, be brave, and now become a messenger for other girls in the area, to actually exercise prevention and also to help them survive any trauma that they have gone through. So what is the reality on the ground of this area that we are supporting? Some of the members of Women of Courage under the boot camp would have visited this area. There are about 13 barangays, which is villages in Cordova with a total population of 11,000. And a lot of these households face economic hardship, congested areas that they live in, and limited access to basic services. And in this area, there is that propensity to be subjected to sexual abuse, and also girls, because they're not being protected in the system that they have in the community, they become victims of such abuse because of poverty, lack of awareness, and of course, increasing access to digital technology, where then, they get in contact with strangers, and that's where abuse and exploitation happens. So these are the ongoing risks of children that are living in this area. This is what you would see in the area. For some of you who've actually been there, they live in very poor and unstable conditions, and you can see that the houses they live in are very open, and it's really increasing the risk because it is open, increases the risk of exploitation and abuse. And their primary source of income is insufficient and irregular, and that also leads to negative coping mechanisms, which is where abuse and exploitation happens. So poverty is just not just a lack of resources or income. It is a cycle that exposes families, especially women and children, to limited education, a limited understanding of what it takes to protect themselves, their child rights, and it exposes them to greater risk of violence. So without stable livelihoods, they struggle to provide basic needs, and it forces children into vulnerable situations, limiting their chances for a better future. So what this project is about is actually a 2-year initiative, of which you will actually be contributing to part of the initiative. It not only strengthens and educates the various, whether it's parents, schools, to promote digital safety and education and family empowerment. It provides holistic support services for vulnerable children and families. And it's why it's called Project SAFE, is really to keep children and girls safe from abuse and exploitation, and they build a better future for themselves so that they can exit from that cycle of poverty. The beneficiaries that will be benefiting from this project are this number of beneficiaries, and of which you'll be supporting. So together with all the other initiatives, we'll be supporting a direct beneficiary of about 1,000 over, and with the education the education perpetuates in the community, we'll be able to support children and adults of about over 12,000 through this project. So one of the key initiatives that we are collaborating with the Transform, Women of Courage Bootcamp participants is this livelihood support, because there are girls who are out of school, which puts them at risk of being exploited. So we would like to provide them with vocational skill sets, particularly in sewing, so that they build a business for themselves, even being out of school. So what we're going to do is actually to train them, because school dropout is something that is common in such areas. So what we want to provide them is a structured space so that they can actually be trained in sewing, in basic and advanced tailoring skills. We will also provide them startup kits and sewing machines to graduates, and also link them up with businesses that will require that tailoring skills, and also a savings group that they can come together so as to build that mindset of savings for sustainability in the future. So this is how we're going to do it, really identifying 30 girls that you'll be supporting. And each girl that you support will be, with your donation and support, it will be about $300 Singapore dollars, to support them with all these tailoring skills training, business and financial literacy, provision of sewing kits and machine, and also form savings groups among themselves so that they encourage one another through peer mindset, like how we're doing through this community, with that peer mindset and encouragement to continue to build on the vocational skills that we train them in. And after that, we also monitor and evaluate so that they actually move on to sustainability. So we're hoping that this community of ladies here, as you share your stories of courage, you also inspire, enable, and empower girls who are also facing difficult circumstances, being dropped out of school, not sure where to go, what kind of future. Help them build a future through this tailoring program that World Vision will be implementing in Cebu, Cordova, and so that they can walk out of poverty, improve their financial stability, even among their family members, and able to supply the local market with clothes that they actually make, and so that they can actually build a better future for themselves. So we're hoping that with your support, these 30 girls will be able to walk out of poverty, build a future, build business for themselves, have the courage to have that hope that they can walk out of this poverty cycle. Even looking at the environment, it may seem bleak, it may seem hopeless, but the hope that you, together with your empowerment, can bring will be impactful. And all supporters and donors to this project will receive an impact report of the girls, the 30 girls that fully complete that program, that tailoring program, and what areas of businesses that they are part of. So you can see the measurable impact of your donation to this project. And we hope that women will come alongside women globally, to make this world a better place for children. And thank you. I'll hand it back to Lilian.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Patricia, for sharing, giving us the insights and what exactly is going to happen to the funds and how the women are being helped. So I really appreciate this is our privilege to partner with World Vision Singapore for this Project Safe. For those who are just joining us just now, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, right, wherever you are joining us from. So my name is Lilian Ong, if you have missed the introduction earlier. So on behalf of our community, Women of Courage, and Her Courage Business Network, as well as our graduates from the Transform with Courage Bootcamp, we are launching this Stories of Courage. It's a global movement of women united in courage, right? So we believe, and I always believe, that when a woman finds a courage, everything changes, right? Her voice changes, her choices change, her future changes. So today is the start of more than just a series of conversation and sharing of story of courage. It is actually a beginning of a movement where women around the world coming together, not because we have the same story, but because courage is a language every woman understands. So each Courage Ambassador will openly share their personal journey, the challenges she faced, the lessons she learned, and the courage that transformed her life. So our hope is very simple. One story will inspire another woman to take the next courageous step. All right. So this movement is also about turning inspiration into action. We don't want you to just be inspired by the story, but our hope is that you will take whatever lessons that our ambassadors are sharing and put it into action and create the change that you want to see in your life as well. So thank you, Patricia, once again for sharing with us. And I am delighted to introduce our first Courage Ambassador, and she is none other than Elyse Howard. Elyse Howard from Florida. Thank you, Elyse, for joining us. I think it is 10 p.m. in the evening at your time. Elyse Howard, let me just properly introduce Elyse. She is an integrative transformational specialist, international speaker, best-selling author, and the founder of Massage Nerd Integrative Health. All right, known also as hashtag Nerdism. She has been featured on Fox News, Bay News 9, and podcasts around the world, sharing her powerful story of turning tragic trauma into triumph and teaching others how to transform their pain into power. So, after facing some of life's most difficult battles, including being over 100 pounds overweight and fighting cancer, Elise made the decision to stop living as a victim and rise as a victor. So today, she dedicates her life in helping others reclaim their health, rebuild their confidence, and step into the strongest version of themselves. Through her work, Elise empowers people everywhere to realize that their greatest struggles can become their greatest strength. And I love the quote that she always share, that you are not your diagnosis. So let me pass the time to Elyse Howard. Elyse, all to you.
Lilian, thank you so much. Ladies, this is just such an honor. And the fact that we get to begin this launch, and we're just one of many that is happening. And as we get into this, I'm going to share my screen. Thank you so much for that introduction. It sounds great, but exactly what Patricia was sharing, those videos, the pictures of what children go through and what is happening in the Philippines, it happens all over and globally. So this is our beginning step of having this for this location. So I'm going to share now. I've had some technical difficulty, so it's not going to be as beautiful as hers. You will be able to see it. I'm going to get into that. And as we get into Massage Nerd Integrative Health, is the birth child of trauma, tragedy, confusion, chaos. And as you can see, there's a few abbreviations, right? LMT, MMP, PT, CPP, medical massage practitioner, personal physiotherapist, medical massage practitioner, certified pain practitioner, and backstory of traditional Chinese medicine and TCM that creates an integrative transformational specialist. And with collaborations and working with Lilian Ong, we love in the face of being transformed as we help you today so you have a better tomorrow. And something that you may have not known with everything that Lilian spoke of, communication is how we understand the world. And what we have been lacking in so many spaces and places is understanding what pain truly is. And what a lot of you may not know about me is I help train mindset for employees around companies that have watched me grow into Massage Nerd and creating Massage Nerd as things organically grow. So the re-education of Massage Nerd. And this looks good. And the introduction that Lilian gave sounds great. However, what really started it and what really gets it into is you see that woman on the screen there may not look very much like me, 250 pounds, stage 3 cancer, running on autopilot. And what Patricia, this is a big reason of why I absolutely love what we're doing with Voices of Hope, with adding in growing up, seeing slums like that in America, not just in another country. I've seen it, I've walked in it, I've lived in these situations. And my mother was a single mom. She did the absolute best that she could, and she did amazing. However, I grew up having many physical ailments, diagnoses, bulging discs, herniated discs, autism diagnosis, ADHD, AUDHD. The list continues. And as I had these happen, the woman that you're looking at was depressed. I was running on autopilot. I was running an injury center and running myself into the ground because I was doing exactly what Lilian speaks of in masking, going day in and day out and performing for everyone else and not knowing what I was truly doing. Had the poor me mindset. Oh, my childhood was rough. Oh, I just gained all this weight from this accident. Childhood, poor relationships, mental blocks, because when you get into that woe is me, poor me mindset, it expands. And when that expands, the downfall happens. And that rock bottom hits when you look in the mirror and you don't know who you are. I became the patient. I had 7 disc herniations, osteoarthritis, bone spurs, tears in my labrum, stage 3 cancer, symptomatic anemia, gallbladder attacks. They wanted to take out all of my female organs. They wanted to take out my gallbladder. I still have all of my organs to this day. I've done everything naturally and holistically through lifestyle change, through becoming obsessed with understanding human biology, with understanding that through personal development, studies, education, re-education, and actual practices. What are we here for? To take not only inspiration, but to put it into action. Conventional medicines is more of a diagnosis, treatment, maintain. Functional medicine, it's the root cause, understanding the balancing of the body, healing systems, understanding that neuroplasticity is very real. So I became obsessed with bridging the gap between both worlds, where Massage Nerd was born. And it had all originated through this woman, my mother, Mary. She was in physician's care for over 30 years. And she passed away 16 years ago when I was at the age of 22 years old, watching her mental, physical, and emotional body get wore down from not understanding and not knowing that pain is a communicator, that we have full responsibility. It's not what happens to us. It's what we do with it and how we create through courage, through transformation, through consistency of habits, and understanding that reprogramming, inhaling confidence, exhaling doubt, through working out, right? Physical exercise, a body in motion stays in motion. personal development seminars. I've been doing personal development for 10 years. These 3 to 4 events every single year where other individuals are going to have fun on the weekends. I've been educating for 10 years, but I also am a student at every location I am at. At Lilian's boot camp, focused and directed as a student, taking in the knowledge, the experience that she has to offer, coming in through everything that you've heard. It is the consistency of taking your power back, understanding how, as low as we can go, that is the dynamic of how high we can rise. I love this one through meditations, through the box. You love the boxing glove. We're supposed to be women. We're supposed to be weak and frail. No, we are strong. We are limitless. More personal development. That was 250-pound Elyse. This is 145-pound Elyse. Muscle, 0 disc herniations, 0 osteoarthritis, 0 cancer, 0 excuses. And as we come into understanding, it is not the destination, it is the transformation. And through courage, rising up and understanding, it is a lifestyle. We come here to help you understand through personal development. I tell you what, education, application of learning, breaking ancestral chains, the stories of, oh, my mother was, my father was, this has always been our story. That stops today. That ends today. Today is your new day. And you say, try me instead of why me. And as we wrap up with this, scan that QR code, help us support Project Safe, help save the lives, help create that ripple effect for young girls in another third world country that can ripple effect all the way here. We have many countries and continents on this Zoom right now, and it is 10 p.m. EST. So ladies and gentlemen, if you are here on the Western side of the world, we appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are here on the Eastern side of the Asian world, we appreciate you, because as we are able to collaborate and break down those borders, the more that you support, the more that you show help, the more that you're helping individuals like us create more stories like this, because there are no limitations. We are not limited. We are powerful, and we do rise. And when a woman finds her courage, Lilian, everything changes. I love what you do. I love what this community is bringing together. And ladies, let's keep sharing, let's keep supporting, and let's make sure that the donations are there, as we are here to give, not only to receive, but to give. So ladies, thank you so much for allowing me to share. Thank you for time and attention. And I can't wait to hear you, Phoebe.
Thank you. Thank you, Elyse, for sharing your journey. I know there's a lot more of details that has not been shared. Like I really enjoy the night, after the boot camp, we sat at the beach after all the connection and the fellowship, after the drinks and I mean the makan, the eating and fellowship. You shared with me so much about your life, and I really appreciate your vulnerability and the massage
Gosh.
thing that you did for me. Yeah, so it was really helpful. And I hope that we can have another opportunity where you can lead our community to do that. That thing
Awesome.
that you did for me.
Exactly, of course.
All right. Now, next I'm going to introduce Phoebe Yip from Malaysia. So we're moving from North America to Malaysia in Asia right now. And Phoebe, she is a certified personal trainer and wellness coach with 16 years of experience in the health and wellness industry. Just like Elise, she believed that true transformation isn't about chasing perfection. It's about building healthy habits that last a lifetime. Her passion is helping busy women and professionals. I think we have a lot in our sphere of influence, very busy women, professional, to overcome excess body fat, regain their strength, boost their confidence, and create a healthier lifestyle through personalized coaching that's practical, sustainable, and achievable. Her journey has taught her that every challenge can become a stepping stone. That's why she coached with empathy, encouragement, and purpose, meeting those she coached where they are and walking alongside them every step of the way. Beyond coaching, she's also a follower of Christ, a lifelong learner, an entrepreneur, and aspiring artist who believes that our gifts are meant to inspire and bless others. Her mission is very simple: to empower women to become stronger, healthier, and more confident inside and out. Because lasting transformation begins with one decision and one sustainable step at a time. I love what she said. I will repeat this all the time: one sustainable step at a time. So I'll pass it to you, Phoebe. Let's hear your story of courage. All to you.
Thank you, Lilian. Thank you, Elise, for your inspiring sharing. Yes, we all on the journey of transformation. Yes, step by steps. So, can you all see my sharing, my slide? Awesome. All right. So, as Lilian said, I'm a personal trainer. I'm in health line for over 16 years. So I'm also a personal fitness trainer certified and health coach since 2010. So yeah, what a journey of 16 years. So I learned a lot in this journey, and um, I am thankful for this uh, uh, transformation in my life. So I really want to share with y'all about myself. All right. So, okay. So let me go to next slide. I can't. So let me share again, Ken. I think something not right. Okay. So, okay. Can you see the second slide?
Yes, I see it.
Okay, great. So I'm a certified fitness practitioner, in fitness edu training Asia. I'm also MVP Smart Life entrepreneur, certified professional in event management. I'm also a trainer of Transform with Courage with Lilian Bootcamp. And I'm a champion of public speaking challenge, Mrs. Celebrity Malaysia, first runner up. And I am graduate from Core Value Leadership, and I have 16 years experience in this health industry, specialized in detox program as well. So this is my picture that I took in my academy of fitness and my public speaking and my health business as well. So I'm a dog lover. If you don't know, all right, they are my booster of energy every day. I love them. I love my Coco. This is my daughter dog actually, but it's like my dog already. Yeah. So what most don't know about me is a little bit of my background. So I lost my parents since I'm 1 year old. I have a sister, 1 year, 2 years different, younger than me. And this is my adopted mom. And she adopted us. She's my aunt, actually, is my father's sister. So my father actually is the youngest son. So she took care of me and my sister when since young. So we grew up in a adopted family. So because of lack of this love and awareness of life, so I've been through a lot. So I've been through pre-marriage abortion, and I had tuberculosis and suffer for a year treatment. Uh, and I have this a lot of this discomfort and tired when I go through this treatment. And this actually give me a lot of negative emotion every day, and it is like a trauma to me. And after marriage for over 9 years, I been through the financial abuse, and I have this betrayal, emotional abuse, and I go through the separation after 9 years, and after separation for 5 years, I go through the official divorce. So I've been through all this trauma when I'm in early age of my life. Yeah. So it's been a disaster for me after the marriage. So I have two young children that time. They're only 9 and 7 years old. So I really get down my knee and pray. You know, I still remember that night. I kneel down with and I really pray. I tell myself that I think time enough is enough. I don't want all these things happen to my children in future. I need to do something to change my life. I need to get myself rise up again. So that is the turning point for me. So I make the decision. I put my health in order first, because throughout the years I really lost a lot of stamina, energy due to sickness, due to the abuse. So I start exercise, I start go hiking, and I change my diet, and I really want to do something different to my life. And guess what? Throughout so many years, after 10 years, now it's 2026, 16 years. So I am now a certified personal trainer, and also I won my first pageant competition, first runner-up. And the middle person of me is the previous me, who is a skinny, thin, and doesn't have any direction in life. Because of children, it keep me alive. So my children is my energy to move on in life, and that's how I keep moving. So thank God. This is my first career. I started with a financial insurance agent, which is a freelance, and they are my colleague, ex-colleague, and that's my manager, Karen, and she really gave me a lot of support as a single mother, and that's my two younger children that time. I really thankful that I have these two wonderful kids that journey with me in this life, and I learn a lot from my insurance career and to rise up as an independent woman. And my journey carry on, and I started my next career, which is my health entrepreneurship. So this is my team MVP, and we started journey together since 2010. And we've been through all and up and down, and we really sustain and get through it. And until now, we get together and share the good news and health to people around us and help them and build the community together. And I do invest in my life from time to time, and this is what I did in 3 years ago. I joined the boot camp of courage and in Penang, and I attended the event management training and my MVP training, and I also take challenge of public speaking. So I never stop invest in myself, and this is my leadership growing, that which I participate in this core value leadership training. And my coach is Linda. She's an international speaker. And now Lilian also is my coach, who coach us in a lot of area, especially my a lot of skills in entrepreneurship, and she's my role model. And yes, I landed with women empowerment together with all the ladies. And thank you for Lilian to invite me to the team. Yes, now our mission can work together with women all over the world. So as a result, I started with Lilian and Magdalene last year, HCBN in Malaysia. So we launched it in October 10. So I'm thankful we have over 40 ladies participate, and some of them already joined our network, and we have this monthly meeting together. Yes, and we have this empowerment $1 million roundtable, mindstorming. Yeah. And my vision statement is I want to see women worldwide living healthier lifestyle, empowered lives, taking control, living with purpose, rising together as a united global community. And my mission is to empower individuals facing fitness and weight challenges to shape their body and take control of their life and health through practitioner personalized sustainable fitness and nutrition strategies that create lasting results, one step at a time. So my quote is strength is not measured by your muscles alone, but by the courage to never give up. Yes. And anyone who likes to add me in WhatsApp can just scan the QR, or you can screenshot it. You can add me later so you can have more chat and to share more about life. Yes. All right, so this is the ultimate intention here to share with you, because we want to support this project SAFE to help all the sisters in Philippines to have a better life. Yes, thank you all for your listening, and thank you all for your contribution in advance. Love you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Phoebe, and thank you, Elyse, for sharing your journey. I think both of you have something in common. I think a couple of things in common actually. Yeah, both of you are 16 years in the industry of health, right? Helping others to be healthier, right? And both of you went through very challenging health issues, especially for you, Elyse, this is cancer, and Phoebe was tuberculosis. And I think those are crises in life. And both of you has shown, the mindset is so important, that it is how to ride through, how to navigate through these crises when you have the right mindset, and how you navigate through those emotions, because every one of us feels, right? And every thought that we have is associated with an emotion. So thank you so much for sharing what you did and show us what is possible. All the pain and the trauma and the crisis that we went through, you did not stay there. You did not once you hit rock bottom, you did not stay there, but you choose to get back up. You choose to rise. And I think that is very inspiring. And I want to encourage all our audience out there, here live with us as well as on Facebook, or even when you're watching this replay. We really hope that these stories, this is just the beginning. We have 2 for a start and more to come that will inspire you. I'm sure their stories, their experiences, the crisis, the trauma, the experiences that they've gone through, they have been through, one of them, you will resonate with at least one of them. And then, their practical steps that they took can be that same plan and help that you can take to overcome yours as well. So we are not just here to share about our own story of courage, how we overcome challenges, but more importantly, to be united in courage and together partnering with our male leadership out there, right? This, although we say that, it's women empowerment, but truly we want to build up the women, the sisters, so that we can partner with the male leadership, and together we can create impact in our sphere of influence. And Project Safe is what we are working on together right now. So I want to do one more shout out for Project Safe. So here is the QR code, right? Please do support and go to the donation page. And the 30 girls, Patricia, we long to meet them, right? We look forward to hear the fruitful and amazing report that will be coming out on the way. So yes, scan the QR code, support Project Safe, and stay tuned for our next pair of sisters of courage sharing their journey as well. So thank you so much once again. Right, we'll see you the next session. Thank you.